Bissue Atenase. Nti minye sure say we hear that much of an introduction, especially Yedi Galamsey who aye enkomo. Illegal and legal mining. Chaza kwa.
Brother Mejodo, Pocho
Always growing younger. You ma bibriana.
Amiti bibiao.
And you are blessed.
Mid bibia. Okay, you in science secondary school. Nam padi bi o dance man no okra kraka na obasis form ho. Nti oba weekend e cross school gate na ikedi fufu na biankwan. Nti edi na nam ne de pa nti Sunday na pa yekre no okache ma me de yekoto no so hanya ho na kan low no ko che dem na yewi. So no ntitwi papa. Nam kache ma me de enda nam no me no so Adona. Nam I adore senior. Nam kache pa na ka aga adu. Nam so madam ya awie nta for me. Tell to be
You were so much into the race for General Secretary, but Usi form.
Former mission, no age be I felt that at the time, no, 16 year old. Na 16-year contest college a crow no fan General Secretary. Na you obutesi you the days bob some party and yakuma and that time so man turbulence no easing. So I felt that okay, I don't have to be the General Secretary of the party alone to serve the party until mefim na hona obokono kwa so Justin Kodia Winnie, and we've commended him. Yeah, congratulating. I feel that so far they've started well on the chairman and executives. And to them McCain, baby idea, yeah, one, yes, Bob one, Ibina, so Abetsaha, party juman. On your reason beyond the but the reason is to actually support the party in other areas.
So you've been supporting the party in this way,
yes.
Responding to some of these things from Ghanaians.
Exactly.
Party focus, government focus.
Exactly.
Are you still part of the presidency?
No. So this time, my presidential. Sorry, 1 year, 4-year term.
Oh,
Dabi. So myself, regional secretary 8 years, national council member, Marco parliamentary. And so I believe that Bissue is a president honor of my appointment. It doesn't mean that he be into me yet another baby. Honor now within him.
But president, you need to go back to the Western region. Why are you here? Go and pick up, especially when, if my information is right, Jackson, Jogati, Minesho Sobekovi. It's got to so now
yes, I'm a hunter baby. I'm tumko. Say, on the Hunterland, Bissue House no is Kadukaten.
Okay.
Cromwell House no is Sekendi.
Oh, then you're lucky.
In Tamoka Hunter from Takraja, Disco second. Auntie.
I see.
And say about good 2010, I'm primary so Hunter West. Okay. Because from Papa Nature feed this on. But I've lived Iskadusu you crew. I've lived there since 2008. And see people it's away then Crawford work from. At this point in time, I believe that I can offer something to the people of Iskadukaten. So party in Makwanu Buima.
So already you have that
I'll veil I will go.
You avail?
I will veil myself.
For the people of Isikado?
Yes. Sir, Nobu Jogati. This is a wide Alex Ferguson.
Okay.
Or Deputy Attorney General, Railways Minister. He's done a many bonkom also on Yaza, obeyed on Obokubium.
Okay.
And see a quan abedo. I mean, several regional secretary. First time, there were other cities.
That's the region I was
for 8 years. Yeah. Because the first one, 90 Mutumako, other seats. Under Mokro, Hunter was first. Man, ye Namisoki, them the Monko Sum party. Namukrum, a regional secretary. Me no man call them contest city. I served for another 4-year term, and I believe that now it's the time that Mutum must serve party or another area. And see, Nyami Adum, yes, that's a campaign. National Council share was modalities to nase a quantum kutenza brother Moso Maiden Mokonamaka pick for.
Well, probably now is also the time to talk about Juma. the initial stage in His Excellency the President of Ghana, Edna confidence and power to be out there to save the situation for Ghana. In terms of any binimwa now on a practice an illegality in terms of mining.
Exactly.
The ministerial committee on these illegal mining and your softwares, drones, task force, all those things. Along the line, there were some challenges. But the real issues near say, how do we solve the challenge of illegal mining? I'm sure when this conversation is on, I will be bad to leave you out of the conversation because you've gone there.
Yes.
You've gone into those deeper areas. No,
exactly.
To start with, how well, and I also say, oh my Ghana, from the time that you took over up to this point, how well have we been fighting it, and what continues to be the challenge in the fight of Ghana?
Okay, so first of all, how well have we done? I think we've done well because, one, there's no empirical evidence that the last 50, 100 years we had this problem. And then you solve it. In time, then there's a benchmark to measure it to. In the year 2016, President manifesto party in the shim, I think page 84 of our manifesto, to say that we're going to restructure the artisanal and small-scale mining sector. And we win power. President form a committee, not from secretary. Manifesto committee, they knew the enormity of the problem. And say now what is share manifesto? President form a committee of 10 ministers. The Wambra now OM secretary. Within that, ministers in Yasu, Dodo Name Tukan Kofi Jamesi, Dan Butche, Haji Alima, Professor Football, across the country, meeting chiefs here and there to understand, and then stakeholders to understand the meeting Wakraha. So a lot went into it, and then we identified further the problems that were in the system. Now, what seemed to be the problem now? Upon a Juma and Bunde, no. You ban mining for some time into president through cabinet or the tabun todo and that period 2-year period was the sanitization time on normal where vetting licenses in or vetting licenses in you can check here mapping or map concessions in because the problem was that one document no own about 5 concessions and not 3. There was bureaucracy in the system in the sense that I think say apply for license now he has to stay at the Minerals Commission maximum 60 days and so no call or for then minister no so I think 30 days but in ways 2 years 3 years in zone to me then on trend the problem Bissue the bunde agencies no one coordinate one here because one say obi call forestry commission no ka entry permit or entry permit here what's okay for call minerals commission until the honors lies on the person until me fi am just okay that as one man permit into mama mun kodom ka emejuma no the excavator was ashim 3 foreigners na no so na obi come to will be there a problem nankasaneka since started from 2009 even though ne galamsey no ho but yenianum na way no one use heavy equipment into no damage to the the earth and another it wasn't on the gravity no on you sir but into 2009 what's it can 208 no yes it was stadium stadium machines we gen wodukura forest service I don't know how far that is true but influx no or start wo ho nti bonde you identify them problems ni nyina no you there foreigners needs nya nti o man pain or tie each there yenye dwuma bi nti ho na yes okay the human intervention and the human odoso because say technology bad ma and then you deal with faceless people naturally as in to some extent and bureaucracy na if you bonde yes be often galam stop no a software ban chase ka on there yam fan ye na application process no po then yam follow into them echo forest kafa entry permitter if you are the communals commission once you put it on then obi out wo bohun there wa start into obi already le no bohu sankwa into obo nde e bia pramprama na akobro forest no one entry permit but nipa ko no mbeje oye license. So I call it the amalgamation of all these agencies on one stop shop. I think test no a feel drones boom tracking my devices what the excavator vetting what be no a feel. I mean on the invite one p journalist mo share before you outdoor on the man so mine nebeka one journalist now share as I orba. I mean, I think the education was enough. And now, you're from painful, ahimful, or conference center near outdoor roadmap. And for me, I could say now and then, a be papa, and then because the committee near ad hoc, into at a point, no, don't revert or go back to the ministry, the main ministry, or the major one, no, I call. It's within the roadmap, community mining room. Alternative livelihood, and the book or the roadmap deals from the extraction up to the exportation of gold. So the value chain in and or them documenting. It's about the lands ministry. Most of it they are implementing that. Yes. But so lands ministry come at a certain into honor from that time now. Based on alternative livelihood, into Asia. Not the abandon or the NSC right Eido. Ebondi could train 144 drone pilots. I mean, you amazing that you train young people like for one. They train one as drone pilots because drones no got system you could obey. Now you train 144 of them. Here's one crow. Civil aviation. We work for 2 weeks training, military training. If you what if you. That's my worry because in 2 years' time, I need to go back and now we have to go back to the Ghanaian populace and tell them how much we've dealt with the problem. Then more from a crowd can tell the good story of the government. And I'm over. They train on what if you I don't know what's happening. And it's not that these things because now flight hub bureau or interministerial committee or synchronize them in the main. I believe that at that time, no see a gentleman, my friend Francesco, of European Space Agency for Zanabay, would trainee all the agencies in satellite imagery in the Damzamanti at Accra, you 2 years show concession. You would all call live, but just as excavators, yes, the trackers were born at no cost to the excavator, even though a private sector, but the government put in some money. Say if the geofence area you to move from, and all these things were done, and Lands Commission have taken it over, which you're going. But the problem is young Ghana and say an attitude. Say the momentum gathering, no why BPO and a young attitude. So the people that we're dealing with, because I mean, you around. What I learned was that if we don't keep up the momentum, start the way or nothing. Because only we have a way of doing things, the man way into obeying them. Exactly. You publish all mining concessions, licenses. We started publishing them in the dailies. So that to mine where we been where mine were. Oba papers mean that had 10 concessions no ha. It belongs to A, B, C, D. Into so open the catchment area no open friend and water body. Them catchment area, so you open or say there's peer review.
Clearly look at it.
Exactly, but peer review, so our mine no concession one the Muslims were then soon fiorba. Mababe de la port, Makada awuna then the margin. So a bono do baby no soon in your way. On your rocket science. It was peer review, it was these things, no wounded drones were sometimes when you made that drone no baba. But as I call center now friend we excavate and we move out of the zone. What is happening? So they knew that something is happening. And see, so far no, where we've gotten to, I think we've put in the right structures. The minister issued statement. I commend him for that, and I believe that the momentum no is to go because we need to actually intensify it. In Tebisama, previously there's no benchmark to mark this with, but my only benchmark is that this is the only government tackle the Galamsey issue head on, and there are structures in place.
Well, what would the ECOSO? What did the ECOSO? Oh, shit, now it's 70 beer in our quest to minimize to the barest minimum illegal mining. We cannot take it out, but we can reduce it to a level.
Exactly.
Anything.
Exactly. Yes.
But 70 beer ECOSO. every blessed day. Either say take forest, we say amount for the pump action I could name, and as over call was still here say party phobia, nana be a man and call phobia quite so. Well, you be sure Jackson or be yes, I be Dominic Jackson way, no me me. Now I say a year a lubo, na home free nankasa, ye too so. Me busa deputy minister, a year the end yenya akukudro sa say. You
see, the whole thing is our attitude. First of all, that's what I'm saying. We have to be transparent in what we're doing. Transparency no. Transparency is actually actioning it. On the time now in the Ministerial Committee every few years publish the status of mining licenses and the concessions mobile first and before ever vetting what the documenting ben obi wa nankuti is no trust because our communals commission document we make sure that obiala are able concession you've registered at the Registrar General. So personally I was sent by the ministers to Registrar General your promises or worry no main desk. We've registered all the 1,600 documents so that what we're doing was that we would actually find people who are culpable, lifting the veil of incorporation, so that say concession will be the directors or shitty. Now, baby, illegal mining illegal miners in have we dealt with the directors of the company? Because we registered the companies, mobile. And
those people should be taken back.
Exactly, because say or your concessionaire, you have responsibility to it. Okay, if you have responsibility to it, now say we lift the veil of incorporation. You should know what your company nature. We do the if your way sees license. I don't know what's happening now. On internet, galam stop no yekade. Waba may be access to the citizenry into app no, but you have levels of entry. Ebo pay. Where we are now, what districts in Obia, which is a Mansia district, in there, 10 concessions, no. Because one thing they be a Chinese for no Bumno, well Bumno, Obio Chinese, they're allowed to do large scale, Moba. Name now we, you go to me, Susu assassinate, you ain't to me, you would assassinate 25 acres or over 25 acres. So we did what we did, and a bon announced video, no, was also I don't release a sticker.
Yeah,
them sticker no federal license. It was the anatomy of the mining company. Ya register into connect QR code nekwa you told tablets be ma drone pilot a scanner obaka status of the concession no directors one phone numbers obia there yen kasa mpochata sa. So then there's that transparency or the kade and obia concession be one for signboard in siro a signboard so that in there on my it's up why you pa azerbe but for me I haven't seen this. That's the type point of I'm talking about transparency. Into I demands a meaning and the bunde you pound or you there checks and balances. I'm not saying that Obiara Nyebi the way the approaches to everything but when you're doing this and you work on the psychology of the person as well, or there's something in psychology will be often hot on effect. You sometimes there could be no farmer, a bone was you so no was offend scarecrow, Anamba, a bone and no man over obeys so in psychology, these things can also happen, knowing that there's something that is monitoring here. You form immigration was between 2009. Why repatriate 1,600 and something foreigners, Chinese, related to legal mine. But President forming Interministerial Committee 2017 to 2019, 572 were deported. 572? Yes, 35% success rate. Check it. Atasa 572 check immigration 35% within 2 years. Atasa into yensu not to no yedam action na didn't be no or happening. And a bit immigration are voluntarily people Chinese phone people fee a man more cray. Once a worry bemno or crofum mpochatasa. So then gradually the state was getting somewhere. Into them zaman ya no na or general ko baby. Now mentase there China say watum wobo than watum anambwa into ubia nko China nko trade and a wombe mobile. I think COVID ben nkrofo je hoko
but it's not first.
But we are not going there. Young Ghana for young China. I think most countries are not going there. That I stand to be correct. But why are they still coming in? Into all these things. I think them Ghana card no happen no them we're doing things in tandem with things, but I think the land ministry worry be, but in citizens, and I can also want to blame media and kakra in why yes starting no media coalition against Galamsey first no once what to other into problem ni being because when we're doing this thing we can have people from other having divergent views can actually be the no but that even kept us on our toes. Did you get my point? But media so what to other now into oba 1 year no have say abanning but as fourth estate of the realm I think we all have contribution to the state. So Ian Ghana fun an attitude Ian painful so they are transparent, but then we do not have empirical evidence to say that we are failed. No, I think the indices are there. Community mining is ongoing, but the community mining say we are district biano. How are we doing it? No foreigner is allowed. Yaka, but up at in a year checks are. All these things I think Omahini would help us.
But Charles, are we making progress?
I believe so. Omahini said progress no even everything na going forward, and I believe that on the market there we need to be transparent enough. If I sit here and say we haven't made any progress, and we charge 160 of them,
yeah,
okay, so that's progress. He that mean just more than 100 a number. So we are making progress. First, we time international committee here. Chinese phone. What joke be what about say Charles Bissue Chinese no aban because Chinese no what buy one is one ma agencies nibia. Bear 3 weeks. I'm be na asanacho the same person. Until one day what about them? You are Chinese so. Why recycle now? So you know what I did? I went and bought a fingerprint machine quietly. Into what bar mama put them data. No, me check and let me start my catcher no. This person has been arrested before. Into within the system Nankasapu Unkrofa. Then a banner phone a jumama was sabotage system.
They've compromised.
Yes, but fingerprint machine was no Charles Bissue no na bet you. Because no so one fingerprint machine. What banner was to do, Mr. Yachinda. So they stopped recycling them for us. Because the bottom now called work immigration or the baby. Obi was system no jan. But I said no aqua site because Obi on the price. And a gun and we will be on the price. And I'm over Obinize or friend then 1,000 Obinize 2,000. And that's when my price in order 20 or busy 20 but no my price. But now my price over them. To be our pricer was to 20 when you're dealing with these things. I believe that or there you focus and the government hasn't failed. We just need to be transparent, you comply, you focus on Azayan. And then my questions are maybe saying where's the galam stop? You drone say to your hin. Pochata sa. I am damn to the end this work kabia. Yo. Because they don't have one yebi. Pochata sa. In a year and we must actually do it well. Yes, set record and next will be part that or my benchmark or should them benchmark. No, we developing well so that Ghanaian populace benefit from us.
Okay, so in your ministerial committee movement, region Ben illegality in the super.
Western and Ashanti.
Western
and Ashanti region, yes.
Now, it be one for film.
Oh no, if hears it, no. If hears it, no. What happened was that the Chinese food to be what's a friend of black. Until the I saw a yours in the Chinese, Ghana okaji license now because one want to be a mining. Not Ghana, I call it Chinese, Zaman. What has and it's still like slave trade because on oil Chinese gets over 90% of the gold. Now Ghana would be 25 or 10%. In the time here Ghana for born they were so impoverished. So because my mine in 20 years, but he's got nothing to show because all the real gold no foreign and also. Now where you are, even the Chinese from IJ, what's for friend black. On no good no they extract the real oil in from no to coffee. Into say Grofunu Conwacha what you know here with trace school for your with tumunya or no I mean the black no what's the major, and I think we confiscated some of them. All of them were handed over to the relevant agencies, and I believe that the major one to mine pump action guns is CCP during the interministerial committee. So in that time no crime rate to because say okwa no enya eyina na obi so to carry am robbery atasa into yakwa etru no wagigi ni na, and I think Tiwa did very well. She was then the CID boss. No, I record. I think over 500 pump action guns were taken out of the system and all went to the police. The system was so transparent. The only thing I blip problem in there, and that's bare nothing. But for me, I don't regret it. Sometimes people get sacrificed for things. I mean, to pan out well, and I don't regret what I do. But I'm saying that going forward, are they transparent enough? Or the momentum the biana one to media no it was one with Jim, because statement Minister Zabi said Obiara amfa ambakawa orinyi mpochata sa, because community mining say Ghana nyi beji no waka for Chinese food was here. Oh yeah, there are punitive measures or there so oko prison or oko, because end to me the man na obi aka for foreign number. Now what bane was make crew consume nazi. So for me, actually machines are for Lands Ministry was about to extract gold so that we use zero mercury I mean time more I was a member of the Minamata group for the government. What started them mercury free. All these things are there. The alternative livelihood it is good. Community mind worry, but the the governance of it must be done well, because we can't just say that yeah and then people see it and then behind it, because as in our community into when we publish it and say we've done it
go back to the community but that's where the problem is.
Yes,
Juma and so community a different story.
That's the thing.
You didn't come on
exactly.
Maybe two and we go money and all those.
Because babe on the
at this point, Charles, political parties and politicians, journalists, businessmen, we are doing it. The poor Ghanaian
prey on the people.
Yes. How do we get ourselves out of this? That's the challenge. Because I told the minister, how are we solving the problem?
Exactly. I mean, Omahini here. Welcome, Crawford. Don't Crawford Charles Bissue Galamsey. Never mining, never gold. Kitty depo. Atasa. Now I would never take it. It's a bunda you seize gold now. I recorded everything because in Masimia,
who sees gold?
Yes.
No way.
I'm recording. I mean, baby, I'm here. Pepe.
The gold anyway.
I say.
Away.
So may hand over. Yes, ma state Atasa, and I recorded everything that I seized. Atasa. Into what's there? And I had no Crawford parties be always shama. The was I mean the papa fancy food the nim scapia na
that's not the case.
That's what they're saying. Into also in ya because I there why then because when me could be done be yet show baby I can say joke because fancy yina ko any asantini no way you more controllers and accountant general no this no what you want obisa asantini also no this see dan man wo fa so for kumase okay na what's we freeze dan na obisa ko so see dan ko no boy spare pastor abuso kan obisa fantin also judge she dey freeze mala I mean this can no many with the shokota body Paddy to us I cut Ayashi. No be so shama over there more concession mala mpocho. A man of
only concession.
Into true freeze mala. Only
concession.
Never.
Obia practice an illegality.
Never. Mr. Obayin here good kid. In Masma Mammy catch him the good or bosom. And Dr. Kwekwe Free. Minister for Environment, Assembly King. It's not in my nature, but Assembly Catch also say he also. Paddy be no galamsey, be no galamsey, no onjeska, no high taxi or serious. Not the nature to no one from Kukumas magazine, the driver and come run into the car. You get it because or patch the shimshumads or so. Into government says Juma Shaman son, and no mine the major may own a PhD. At small scale mining in Ghana, sustainable. Yes. I've got 1.5 years to finish. Government age one PhD than me. No, I starting PhD and then I had to change it. Atasa. Enti adina me peda oye na malamu kongu skuna mu busy in pocho. It's not in my nature. Enti I'm saying that the transparency itself say me ye bia ehun o man nim bia me ye bia ehun na dem anas video be anchem better me kasopa no mo hwede wana no orba na ade ehun ma me chena, but my conscience is clear. Everything we feel there motu makebi mo aye because odi eje ye echiriye.
Well, I've heard joining me, Charles Bissue. Now, we need to come for quite a faswa. Illegal mining. You know, I one year to me to us here. My main cow say, yeah, trying common so, but my life insurance company Gusu Kyle say, and idea. Oh, per se, impufri mu bibia TVC. Na I know here so as nibia. My life so was more wow with the my way. Almost saying my way, dear. There's no way. Up to 15,500 cover plus. Ebebo what did you want? Dial star 165 hash. Oh, MTN is not for full prompt enough for register. Net chocolate drink and so Ghana's #1, Ghana's finest wholesome cocoa, and idea net chocolate drinking. Oko ShopRite and Petromat be and say game and Melcom and more beer. Net chocolate drink you be a ornament. Fre 0244 37 1818 and 050 8883. Mr. Otie number CBM the old friend is 0244 37 1818 and the old year a year WhatsApp no so a 050 151 8883. Now what team you want Seahorse engine oil. Yeguma hudumino enti yewo 15W40 and yewo 20W50 ebia ni juma edidi boa eye u engine nti say taxi driver eye truck driver eye heavy duty truck driver private vehicles no Seahorse engine oil say one oil no ana mo page ta kwan na mo kwansonko so Seahorse say yema engine ebeche ye pa beche oil no ubra odegu oka na engine no eche ye pa enya dia Seahorse engine oil odigu me na ayese ade china ayese ade china fa we see debi kope Seahorse engine oil oman mu bebia eton oil bia no ubenya bi ato ehon Charles yembra back.
Yes sir.
Yabejina a crossroad because interministerial ba various task force aba lands ministry changes but still the Ghanaian some Ghanaians in collaboration with our Chinese friends and counterparts still we are practicing an illegality. I personally accept to say a normal. How do we go about this?
You see that I think say the master on your back ye that enti unde say nipa na so ezina in leaders near the impediments you do to na queen and yemi now yet CCI no mind say kus be entema obi be fipado abefum anamoba una meka galam stop na asam. I do not know the application processes now, but that is it because the galam stop was to show transparency. Okay, that all the agencies are working together. In the interim minister in the statement, because if it's in the market, that the Galam stop was to bring all the agencies together so that you have full application. Until the minister in the statement, I am happy that there's a coordinating committee, more like the interministerial committee, but this is at a lower level, which is fine. Now, we deal with it, but then there has to be a synergy amongst the one and woman entry permits not a forest or so I'm watching now what are the punitive measures or the law take no course or in there in a young say can say why I don't watching we are not so that whatever from my or my may into be a member law and be a maximum practice law because more mobile p say from them can defend you be a this can be check. Intimacy okay them corporate law my master international business to many companies the company be bamba pacho and law me business because we mobile to the extent that obi bi samaza I am in the market or homun to me and I believe that it is in the nature of most Ghanaians too. The neighbor another obi no rich na if the bond put then wire ekapacho as a man there when jan monko no orange bium into a society them not into a society them not we need to put impediments in people's way. How do we do that? Or they about the measures in being galam stop the drones anamoba they entire I publish a name and shame them about affecting crop because the politicians here could so free obian and it's galamsey no this is the only area me there politics and this MPP in ho boom so long as there's money to be taken obia be here o man ye adwumane wan what you bohana young boy be from or pam cho MPP ni polling station ni or peroka something abaza wa excavator bi no any yanku binya or NDC ni excavator no no ba pacho aman but the NDC he's fronting for a Chinese person. Gentleman one June who there or any party no happen moba and then the party in the government here but he's come to beg for an NDC person. In the same vein to President Mahama and team so the warbo echi. But into a yonufis wa ne kosra the man is strong say be as a politician be Arabia ote but echo siter enko to politician ho enko to banker enko to offering and pastor na do bia or hin ho or your microphone way you necessarily yes okay let's have the name of the directors atasa published whatever it is you dey easier into assembly say you pay na your friend anamoba say but now I'll give you an example reason to yes galam so be the margin your concession be one na your them concession yeah the majuman gentleman on no concession ho the concession on no zo no ho e bon there on ye adwuma wodo nti ekra na illegal miners where ye adwuma wo the next one yes na boys o say illegal miners they be awo ba wo ho na adwen na dey no not 25 or whatever acres then the we chairman minerals commission zaman o man no on touching is no na we mu there site bi on channel no waka for boys go on where ye adwuma man na ye ka che na but if I won't a concession net the one adjacent to you, another next to you, no, it is your responsibility. That made me strong. Okay, Yankashi. Ntiakre okay, them are ampa boys no. Yakre no o mine, ye dark room ho. Na yes small drone. Okay? The drone captured him for about a week. They be all call you boys and kakasa. Tana or nine boys what when you go. Yes. On why no concession in you on touchingism na so no on the non wa galamsey from but also nyimon you get it and we didn't say anything you buy yes smart yes technology yes and afi you create easy chen afi go to our pacho and that person was punished.
So in wrapping up, some of the prescriptions had in the fight against galamsey been the way.
Oh, prescriptions no what's an interministerial committee through the minister they did and the minister Abujinampo afford you juma and I'm saying that in there's nothing more that I can say to the statement or that, but I think Mowakan, we have to hold them. You make sure the answer your born ma as some Mowakan and then but as Wabama why we don't have to keep our eye off the ball. But you want see yeah need jema and I made prescription but there on is make it there. You want media and so on sorry. But because at the time that we are doing those the major one, there could be any media phone call. Rastus Asar don't call. Utum following baby air kobia sometimes God in asari be diakon utum following but into you people saw what we were doing and you were reporting it or journalists bia yazunu boko na connect bia se bia obichu kakrama na so oba onka nokwa because what you need to understand is that o man yet say ya galamsey asemi I mean movie shafu bi on crofolo ibi so hunter west mobana what to galamsey o nsu no ba affecting Waba from that chain or the hospital, so you can't say it's not going to affect you, and it will get to a point that our society, Yarba Baba, Ekutuna what the make what bro. Wow. About Brodin was bro about entertainers and count Nessa Abana Bankuta, nature the Walla Nayon, because Abani Paner can answer. Sometimes you'll be all minutes okay, you know, or your boko meeting will be friend of Kimpiski and Amoba. Oko between is one home easy. In Tabia for 6 months and Joboko kids them a pimna didn't be where do a Kimpiski soon as what to them in Zamana. Wash it, Anamoba, where checks be as one FMB, where checks, or Becca Emina. another Obiso Alboko Gumu Akoto. No, I didn't fear Mansia West with video. Okay, those times Yenya Burili Osa.
Yeah.
Burili Osa was killing a lot of, and it was related to mine and Anambwa. In the same vein, then awareness, no idea. You hear them drone pilots, America, on us. O man, your phone, but you medical tests for them. No, young people, majority of them had kidney problems, liver problems. When you are 35 years, nobody, you make sure they were under 30 years, and all of majority had ailments, and you can see a direct correlation between the mining area and these people. So one year's only feedback. And quickly, I'm catching a professor from Pombatine. I think I did a research into that area. The diseases in those areas or affect microphone to create awareness. And see, I'm going to cut a long story, a story short, but I don't think it's a long story because I'm saying some you beya case time able to me out bonyankopon nabazi nunsu in an assassin no ban.
Charles Cromwell, Bissue.
Nana bein unyo wonto Bissue.
Charles Cromwell, Nana bein unyo wonto Bissue. Edwisia.
Why me that say? Yami sure
P. Ebeko Sweden come, especially with your new focus. Ebeko Sweden come. Well, any chance Bissue heading come we on also the contribution in this afternoon at 94.7.